Hello everybody, my name is Emma Nikki and this is the first video on my Booktube channel. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I think what I'm gonna do is I want to talk a little bit about books for my first video and let you get acquainted with my reading tastes, but I'm also going to tell you 5 facts about me that don't concern books. So I'll just tell you them. The first fact is that I'm a Christian and I grew up in a Christian family. The second fact is, now I'm having trouble remembering them. The second one is, for years, this is just something about music, my relationship with music. For years, I didn't really love music. Like, I listened to it when it was on the radio, but outside of it, I didn't really listen. And so I don't really know any of the popular songs at all, and it just never intrigued me to go search out what was all these songs and artists that people talk about. And then this summer, and I mean, I told people then, they're like, oh, blasphemy, what? How can you not like music? And I'm like, it's not that I don't like music, it's just I don't love it. I haven't found a genre that I love. And this summer, I finally found 3 genres that I love that are all very similar to each other. My favorite genres of music are classic rock, hard rock, and metal. Yeah. I also there are a few other artists from a few different genres that I like, but it's not the genre itself that I like, and they're all recommended to me by different people. But yeah, that's I like classic rock, hard rock, and metal. And then the third fact that is not about books, about me, is that I love Disney and Pixar. There's nothing to say aside from that, because Disney and Pixar is great. And that's it. The fourth fact about me is I love pizza. That's my favorite food on earth. I mean, no one can really truly have a favorite food, but I will pretty much never say no to pizza because I just love it so much. And then the fifth fact, can't remember the fifth fact, so I'll just come with something else. I want to travel everywhere. I want to travel all over Europe, China, Iran, Iraq, Mexico, South America would be great, Antarctica, Australia, Africa. I'm pretty much naming just a bunch of continents, but that's because, well, okay, no, I'm not, but basically all the continents in the world, I want to visit every single place on that continent. And yeah, I don't think there is a place I don't want to go except for Mount Everest. I'm sorry, that's just kind of scary. Yeah, I just couldn't do that. I don't have the desire to, so I'm good. I'm fine. I do hike mountains and hills and stuff with my dad often, but although not so much anymore, but that doesn't matter, whatever. I do enjoy hiking, just Mount Everest is too much. I'm not doing that. My hair is in the way. Okay, so those are the 5 facts about me, and I'm going to talk about my book stuff now. So first thing I figured I would show you is, just so you can know, and at the moment, I'm going to tell you first the books that I'm currently reading. I am in the middle of, everyone knows this one, The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. It's actually my first time reading it. I read Percy Jackson years ago and loved it, but then took a break on the series. and just now started The Heroes of Olympus again. And I love it so much. It's so good. And yeah, okay. Next book I'm in the middle of is 10 Years in the Tub by Nick Hornby, a decade soaking in great books. I'm only like 50 pages into it, but it's pretty funny so far. And it's just, I've never heard of Nick Hornby, but apparently he's some British author, novelist person who wrote for the magazine or for Believer, and he, for 10 years, he wrote a column called Stuff I've Been Reading, and it's all of those put into one book. So, and there's a lot of quotes in here so far that I'm like, it's pretty much the early Booktube, because it started in 2003 and in 2013. So 2003, before YouTube was even around, and like there are so many quotes in here that booktubers just talk about those fascinations all the time, and it's hilarious because I'm like, dude, you're just doing Booktube on paper. That's what you're doing. Okay. The next 3 books that I have are all books for school. That's another thing about me that is a non-bookish fact. I'm homeschooled, which is significant because I like these 3 books I'm reading because I chose to read them. I am in like 100% complete charge of my school. Part of that is because I'm a senior, and so I have finally been given full ownership of my school, but yeah, I got to choose every single thing I'm doing. And so anyways, for literature in my school, yeah, this is literature, I'm doing one day in the life of Ivan Denisovich, which is about a Russian soldier wrongfully convicted of treason and sentenced to 10 years in a Siberian labor camp. This is in the middle of World War II. And it was published in 1962, so it's like a classic. It's an older book. Not as old as like... Ow, my foot's falling asleep. Anyways, it's pretty good so far. I'm gonna just sit awkwardly because my foot was falling asleep. Just a second. Okay. So, next book I'm reading is for history, and that is Ancient Greece, from prehistoric to Hellenistic times. I'm just studying all about ancient civilizations this year. So my first civilization I'm studying is ancient Greece. And it's been pretty good so far. It's been pretty good. Next one is a research thing. I'm doing a research paper about ancient Greek literature. In case you guys haven't noticed so far, I love learning in school. So anyways, this book I'm reading for research, and I'm not that far into it, but it's pretty good. It's called The Theater of War. Everything is backwards. You guys can't read it. It looks like raw faux. I'm not even going to try and say theater backwards. But, okay. I'm using my phone. Maybe I'll switch it around next time so that you guys can actually... Anyways. The Theater of War, What Ancient Greek Tragedies Can Teach Us Today. And it's pretty good so far. I spent the summer reading some ancient Greek tragedies because I thought I was going to go to a certain college. I'm not doing that anymore. Not going to this college. But they were pretty good. This book makes them better, honestly. Yeah. So, that's what I'm currently reading so far, or right now. I think I'm going to add To Kill a Mockingbird today or tomorrow to my list, so, yeah. And then I have my pile of favorite books. And there are, yeah, anyways, okay. So, favorite books. These are in no particular order. Just some of my favorite books. The first one is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I love this. I read it for the first time last year, and then I read it 2 more times. I haven't read it this year yet, but yeah. Okay, anyways, and then the next one is on like everyone's list, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the book I have for the entire series. Who doesn't love Harry Potter? If you say that, you're lying. Next one is, and it's, of course, in case you didn't notice, it's a Slytherin edition, because I'm a Slytherin. Watch out, world. I probably strike people more as a Ravenclaw, but I'm a Slytherin. It's there. Trust me. Okay, anyways, next one is, and I read it this year and I just love it so much, is Les Miserables. Yeah. There it is. It was 1,446 pages long. My copy was. Yeah. And then I read watched the movie the next day and I cried. And this made me cry too. It was pretty good. Yeah. I love that book. Anyways, next book is this one is probably on like the lower side of my favorite books. But I still love it. And it made me cry so much. It's Codename Verity. It's so good. If you guys have not read Codename Verity and you want to read a World War II book, read Codename Verity because it's just so good. And this book is brand new. I read it a year ago and just bought it, finally. But look at that. Actually, it looks nicer in the camera than in real life. Like, I don't know. I guess you can't see all the dust in the camera or something. But, yeah, that book makes you cry, rips out your heart. It's probably the saddest book I've ever read. Next favorite book, well, this is a favorite series, and this is one of the books from the series, is Tales of Goldstone Wood. And if you know what this is, please comment down below, because you will be my new best friend. Okay, I can't promise that, but I love this series so much. It's my favorite of all time. It's better than Harry Potter, and it's kind of like Tolkien-ish, C.S. Lewis kind of thing, and it's so good. I've read the series like 5 times, but nobody knows about it, and I have to like pull out my friends' teeth in order to get them to read these books, and then they end up loving it, and I'm like, see? So, if you've read it, let me know. If you haven't, you should. It's amazing. And then the next book that I have, which is the last book in this pile, I probably have more that I could talk about, but I'll stop it here. But it is Quiet Girl in a Noisy World, which is actually a comic book, and it's by Debbie Tung. But it's so good. I read it this year, and it's just about being an introvert, which I'm an introvert, and I'm pretty sure pretty much everyone on Booktube is an introvert. And like, introverts get a lot of backlash for being quiet and, oh, why don't you talk more? Why are you so shy? Why are you so insecure? And this just talks about all of that. And just this girl's life being an introvert and her eventually coming to acceptance of being an introvert. So it was really good. And then this has gone on for 15 minutes now, so I think, The Hunger Games, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's worth mentioning. It's there. It's amazing. Yeah. I just want to say real quick, since we're just having a little discussion thing, do not ever read the entire Hunger Games series in a week, because the emotional damage is horrible. The second time I read it, my friend dared me to read it in a week and a half, because we wanted to watch all of the movies in one night on this certain date. And she's like, you can't do it. And I was like, yes, I can. And I did it in less than a week. I did it in 6 days. But I wished I hadn't done it, because it was really hard to, I read the first book and I was like, okay, I can go on. And then I went on to the second book, and halfway through I was like, I need to stop. And I was like, oh no, I can't. The series is so sad. Anyways, that was just, The Hunger Games is old news, but it's still amazing. And plus I caught a lot of symbolism, and I feel like The Hunger Games needs to be talked about more. Yes, it was a trend thing, but it also definitely has some good discussion things that I haven't seen talked about, even when it was popular. Everyone just talked about how awesome it was. But anyways, and then, so I guess I'm just gonna answer 2 more questions: favorite authors and favorite genres. So favorite genres, I'll start with that one. Used to be fantasy, and then it became everything, and now it's everything but fantasy. I still really like fantasy, and I don't want to say I grew out of it, because it's not just a little kid thing. It's just more of, I read it so much, and then I just got tired of it. I'm hoping again in a few years I'll enjoy it again, but who knows. And then the next thing I'm gonna say is favorite author. My favorite author is, Anne Elizabeth Stengel, who wrote Tales of Gilsonwood. I'm gonna say Victor Hugo, even though the only book I've read by him is Les Miserables. There's another book I want to read, though, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, right there. I want to read that book so bad, because the Disney movie is my favorite Disney movie. I know that the Disney movie is a lot different from the book, but I still, based on the fact that I loved Les Miserables, I think I'll like the book just as much as the Disney movie, even though it's different. But anyways, and then I also love Shannon Hale. Shannon Hale and C.S. Lewis. Those are 2 more. Shannon Hale, C.S. Lewis, Anne Elizabeth Stengel, and Victor Hugo. Yes, those are it. So that's everything. Okay, this video's almost been 18 minutes long. I hope you guys aren't bored. So I guess I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna be posting every Saturday and Wednesday, so subscribe and comment, please, and bye.